Elephant Man Podcast Network. Grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man Moray DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material come in. IG Elephant Man _ podcast. Facebook / Elephant Man Podcast. YouTube, hit the Paleo Hebrew in the top right or the bottom right corner, or Twitter / Poster Boys. All right. Also, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Hebrew Connect TV, Hebrew Sphere. Subscribe today. And also, don't forget on TikTok at Elephant Man 219. Blessings and shalom. Blessings to everyone that's coming in. Hanspar, blessings to you, childhood brother. Blessings to you. All right. So, man, we just thank the Most High Yah for everything that He's done, everything that He's doing. Nothing happened without His hand or without His permission. So I'm going to open up as a prayer. Blessed to you, brothers, that's coming in, and blessed to you on the playback. If you're in the live, the bottom right corner, you see those stars. I mean, those hearts. Hit those hearts. Hearts. Yeah, that helps the algorithm out. And hit those hearts. Or hit the 100. It's a drop-down menu. You can hit the 100. Blessings to everybody, man. Blessings. I'm going to start out with some prayer. What's going on, Hanspar? You know, that's kind of cool now because we ain't even let, when I was doing people on the Facebook side, they wouldn't let me see who it is. It'll be a funny figure, but they wouldn't let me see who it is. So blessings to my mother, Elise Lamont, blessings to Malachi, Ebony, my sister Ebony, Miles, Micaiah, everybody that way, blessings. Shalom, blessings to you, Apostle Curtis, blessings. Yeah, thank you for blessing us with your presence a couple of days ago. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. That was cool, man. I appreciate the work that you're doing, man. And it's man, it's really a blessing. My people from Louisiana too. They from on my mother's side, they're from Hammond, Louisiana, and on my dad's side, they Hope, Arkansas. Yep, I think that's right. Hope, Arkansas. Hammond, Louisiana. We all got a southern connection. Blessings to everybody, man. We just getting on here. We just gonna pray real quick and just gonna read a few scriptures, and then we gonna get out of here. Thanks for everybody that joined. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Dale J, thank you for the offerings and the gifts. We appreciate you and everyone else. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. You said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw men unto me. We lift you up, we honor you, worship you, we adore you. There's none like you in the heavens or the earth. And we ask you to lead us, order us with your steps, order our steps with your word, and bless us in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach's name, we pray. Amen. Well, I'm not going to play no clips of 47, but I'm just going to read some scriptures, and then we're going to get out of here. Nothing happens, like I said, without Abba Yahuwah's, without his hand or his permission. You know, even the things that was going on, even shout out to Bishop Blakely, shout out to Sister Pastor Angela Blakely and all them. I was basically saying, man, they trying to cut the rope and cut the net. Usually when the rope is cut, you got a net there. You know what I mean? But to have all of these different things get froze and eliminated, it's a very interesting time. Very interesting time to cut the rope and the net. How you gonna land? You feel me? And it affects a lot of different, and it don't just affect a group of people, right? Democrats only, Republicans only, Black people only, Hispanic people only, whatever. It affects a lot of people from all nationalities, right? And I last checked, and I could be wrong, 83 executive orders and counting. 83 executive orders and counting. So I think that's pretty interesting. But I also did say this. I don't think that it's him. He's the face of it. He's the face of it. The trying to crash the American economy. But I don't think that is him. He gets on there. He talks real tough, man. But as you see, the first time he was in there, when he thought it was him, what they do? They sat him down. They let Joe do 6 years. I mean, not 6 years, 4 years, because he was supposed to do a straight 8, but he was clowning and like, oh, you believe it, you believe this for real, dude? You know what I'm saying? You can help us create this matrix, or you can sit on the side and watch somebody else. Now you go back in there again. We need you to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and nothing more and nothing less. All right, and that's just my opinion. I believe that they are uh, selected and not elected, but that's just neither here nor there. 83 executive orders and counting, right? Um, and nothing really happened for in a long time. So I just think people just think, man, as long as I got the golden rule for some is he who got the gold rule. That's the golden rule, right? And it just the pride is very very crazy, but it's always pride before the fall, right? Abba Yahuwah resist the proud and give grace to the humble. So that's what we're going to do right now. So it's two things it's going to do. A scripture say they honor me with their mouth, but their hearts is far from me. So that's going to make us put up or shut up, right? We're going to have to trust the Most High Yah in this end time, right? You know, and so we need to trust Him. Not just, oh yeah, I trust you, and then I trust in Uncle Sam and trust in the government and all that. No, we got to really trust the Most High Yah. Another thing is work together. That's one thing I see, man, in our community. We don't work together. Israel, we got to start working together. We don't work together, right? Because we got options, right? So we don't want to work together, right? The women don't want to work with the men, the men don't want to work with the women, and everybody just this group don't want to work with that group. But man, when he pull a rug, it's all even. Everything is even. It makes the playing field real even. So we are forced to trust the Most High. Two, we are forced to work together, right? We are forced to work together. Three is going to separate the sheep from the goat, right? The wheat from the tare, straight up and down. But there's some wheat and then there's some tare. But then the scripture says, um, so who sowed these tare? He said, at nighttime, the enemy come and sow the tare. Look real close to the wheat, but they're not the wheat. So basically, he said, okay, well, let's rip up the tear. Said no, not to the end, not to the harvest, because you're gonna rip up and damage some of the wheat. We're gonna let the wheat and the tear grow together. And even in gardening and growing food and stuff like that, we weed out. The whole purpose of getting rid of the weeds is so the plant that we planted, the precious plant that we planted, get the nutrients that's needed in that. All right. So I'm gonna go read over the seven things the Most High hate. In Proverbs 6:16 through 19, and you let me know how much of this is off the checklist, right? So I just think that is very, very interesting, man. Um, how the Most High does things, right? So let's look at this. Let's look at this. Proverbs 6. These things do the Most High hate. Yea, seven are an abomination, a proud look, check. A lying tongue, check. Hands that shed innocent blood, check. Now you might say, how has the hands that shed innocent blood? If you got a weapon, you but you don't have the magazine and the bullets to hurt somebody, or you have an enemy, you don't have a knife. I supply the knife, or I supply the magazine and the bullets. Then I'm a contributor to that, right? When we give weapons, right, to different nations, when we give a foreign not foreign aid, foreign grenades. You know what I'm saying? We give weapons and missiles and all that to fight. Hey, and it's shedding innocent blood, right? And even in occupied Israel right now, where they're cutting off aid to Gaza, like this is regular food and water aid. Now I understand that we're trying to flush out Hamas and hurt Hamas and blah 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 blah, but a lot of women and children and on the Gaza Strip are suffering more so than this quote unquote group of Hamas somewhere that got all of these hostages bound and gagged somewhere. I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm saying the method on how they doing it. It's like, oh man, we're gonna blow up everything till we find Hamas. But that was what was in their heart anyway. That was what was in their heart anyway, was to destroy the Gaza Strip. When they moved in 1948, they called it the fulfillment of prophecy in May 1948, where Israel coming back. But that's not true Israel. But we'll get into that later because we're not going into that tonight. This that's why I call it occupied Israel. And even to go a step further, shout out to Yakoba and a few other people that made some books that's talking about the true land of Canaan and Israel stretched more than just that slither of land the size of New Jersey in the quote unquote Middle East, right? It stretches out way far, right, into Ethiopia, into East Africa, and that's a land flowing with milk and honey. And it even says even some of the animals that was described in the book couldn't have been there in that on that little strip of land. Um, but plush, right? Gold, cobalt, silver, right? Real Canaan, land flowing with milk and honey, trees, beautiful tropics, right? Not a desert. That's a whole nother different story. We'll come out with that later. But so let's look at these. So hands that shed innocent blood, right? You, if I supply you with a weapon and you use it to hurt somebody, you might say that man ain't on my hands. Blood ain't on my hands. Even when Yahusha, they was like, "Yo, we about to put him on. We about to, you need to crucify him and put him on the tree." And they was like, "Man, we don't find no fault in this man right here, right?" He went to the Pontius Pilate and everybody. It's like, "Man, well, he y'all king." He said, "No, we don't have no king but Caesar, right? Well, who y'all want? We gonna let one go, Yahusha or Barabbas?" They're like, "Give us Barabbas. Give us the thief. Give us the robber." And hang Yahusha on a tree. So that's crazy. So that's shedding the innocent blood. You had partook in it, even though you saying you didn't. So one, a proud look. Two, lying tongue. Three, hands that shed innocent blood. Four, a heart that devises wicked imaginations. Who would want to destroy or hurt the orphans and the widows? When you remove programs, what you're trying to do in your heart is affect certain communities, right? With removing TANF, removing stamps, removing these different programs. I mean, with veterans too. We love the veterans so much. They made a big old thing with Kaepernick took a knee back in the day. Oh, we love the veterans. Well, guess what? Veteran aid gonna be cut. They're not gonna be able to do what they had been doing and want to do, and back as like back in the day, their aid has been cut, right? So heart that devises wicked imaginations, right? Feet to be swift to run to mischief, right? Going all over the world, seeing who you can fight. Hey, look, you can't fight everybody. You can't fight the whole block, right? You trillions of dollars in debt. You got all this stuff going on, and you want to make mountains out of molehill. Who cares if it's called the Gulf of the United States or the Gulf of Mexico? What is that gonna do? What is that gonna add? But pride. Anyway, that's not gonna add anything, right? The Gulf of the United States. What's that gonna do? Right? Fighting with other countries, picking on this country, trying to change. We're gonna take Panama Canal back, picking on that country. You're gonna be the 51st state, right? We could try to change Greenland and all these just different, just a bunch of, it's a barrage of nonsense. It don't make sense. It is not wisdom, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? You when you ask for that, that's what you get. And then the supporters go back and still justify it. They justify it, right? When you get held accountable, it's a witch hunt, but then you want to hold everybody else accountable. That don't make sense. That don't really make sense. And he's used to destroy uh, a civilization as it is, so it can be rebuilt. to the one world government. That's he's gonna be the scapegoat. He's used for that. All right. Let's see what else it says. Okay, feet to be swift and running to mischief, a false witness that speaks lies. Oh, and he that soweth discord among the brethren, sowing discord, picking fights, putting the stick on your shoulder, and false claims, lying, false claims. Right now, diplomacy works two ways. If I'm working with you, if I get something from you and you get something from me, if we barter, if we trade, then we both benefit from it, right? If I get rice from you and you get, I don't know, lumber from me or wool from me, right? We both benefit. But if I just one day just haul off and say, you know what, I'm gonna hit you with a tariff, man. I'm gonna hit you with a tax. I'm gonna hit you up, right? You think their side gonna be intact? If they gotta suffer, we gotta suffer, right? But then who really suffers? The people, right? By design. And so you think about even good thing. I listened to what Bishop Danny Coleman was saying. He was like, that's an illusion of inclusion as far as these are billionaires and millionaires. They're not going to be affected by a lot of this stuff. Like they're not in the boat with us like that. They got dual citizenship in other countries. They got multiple places to live, more so than the beachfront property, and then the other property. Then I got a snowfront property. They got many places. So if it gets too rough, A, they can go live somewhere else, right? Or B, live underground. Thus, we seeing a lot of dystopian underground city movies coming out. All right. So, discord among a brother, my son, keep our father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. So that's why I went to the 16. And he that soweth discord among the brethren. That's what's happening. He's going to be the scapegoat for the collapse, the scapegoat for it. Because you ain't got one leg to stand on. That's like you going to pick a fight, you on crutches, right? You all banged up because you just finished fighting somebody. You just got out of ICU and you go on the street and just start swinging on people. That's not delusional. It looks crazy. You're not even in your best shape to fight anybody, right? But pride have you believing, some crazy stuff. Let's go to Matthew 25. Let's go to Matthew 25. All right. Okay, Matthew 25 and 31. And when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all his holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne in his glory, and before him shall gather all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. He shall divide his sheep from the goat. Everybody want to be the goat, the greatest of all time. To be honest, and it's nothing wrong with people, the accolades, but the greatest of all time is the Lamb. The greatest of all time is Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Now, you might beat a record or you might beat this, that, and the other, and that's good, right? I ain't hating. I'm congratulating. But in this season, we want to be goat. We want to be sheep, not goat. What he said. He said, "My sheep hear my voice, and another they won't follow." Right? He resists the proud and give grace to the humble. Right? You want him to talk to you in this season. Okay, 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as the shepherd divided his sheep from the goat. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, and the goat on his left. Then shall thy king say unto them on the right hand, Come, ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So he said, look, the meek shall inherit the earth, right? You're going to inherit it. You don't have to steal, kill, and destroy. Take what's mine is mine, what's yours is mine. You don't have to do all of that. He said, you getting right standards with me, you be my sheep, you humble yourself. I'll give it to you. You don't have to take it. I set it all up so you all can work together, in the cylinder called time on the earth. That's what it was meant to do. Not, man, what they got going on over there? If I got the biggest weapon, then I can take over yours, right? Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger. Oh my goodness. Man, y'all need to write the scriptures down. Matthew 25:31 through 46. Read this week, guys. For real. Wow. I was a stranger and ye took me in. Right? We ain't just sending people back. We're sending certain groups of people back, right? Wow. And you took me in. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. Not making me sick, coming up with solutions and hit me in with some jabs and spraying chemtrails overhead and putting stuff in my water and putting stuff in my food. If I remember, I'm talking about these newest 2 executive orders. I was sick and ye visited me. I was in prison and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him and say, Abba, when saw ye thee and hungered and fed thee and thirsty and gave thee drink? And when they saw a stranger and took thee in and naked and clothed thee. So he's talking to the sheep first. Like, I don't remember seeing you when I was doing all of these different things. I don't remember seeing you, right? Or when I saw thee when they were sick, visiting the sick and shut in, or in prison, right? And the king shall answer and say unto thee, Verily, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch ye have done unto the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. And the king shall say unto thee, Verily, verily, inasmuch you have. Okay, wait. Why did it go all the way down? Gave me meat, and you took me in. Okay, I made it big. I don't know what it did there. I'm going back. I'm just going to read from 38. And when I saw thee a stranger, I took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee. Or when I saw thee as sick or in prison, and came unto thee. And the king answered and said unto thee, Verily, verily, inasmuch ye have done these to the least of these my brothers, you have done these unto me. Then he shall say unto them, verse 41, on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, in the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, you did not take me in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. I was sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also, the goats, say, Most High, when have we saw thee and hungered, or thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to thee? Then he answered unto them, say, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye done these to the least of these, those ye did it unto me. So that's showing that you'll be a respected person. So if you know that the Most High was coming, then you'll treat him, pretty good. But the ones who can't pay you back, the least of these, my brethren, right? The ones who cannot pay you back. And these shall go away in the everlasting punishment, but the righteous into everlasting life, right? So we want to be sheep. The sheep go into everlasting life. The goat go into everlasting punishment. Not everybody that you hear today that's saying they got goat jackets and goat hats and all that. I'm not saying but I'm saying we want to fix our terminology and wording. We don't want to be no goat. We want to be sheep so we can hear his voice. Because if the opposite of my sheep hear my voice and another they will not follow is the goat does not hear my voice, and they follow lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life, pretty much. All right. So when you do these to the least of these, my brother, you do this unto me, right? Those who cannot pay you back, right? And to be able to just treat people any kind of way, um, is terrifying, right? To whom much is given, much is required, right? Um, One of the cons of capitalism, because when you hear capitalism, you hear, okay, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you build you a nice business, and you make money, and you hire people, and you got philanthropy, and you got all these different things. But the flip side of capitalism is what I call hook or crook, by any means necessary. Like, I don't care that it affects you and your family. I am going to do this in order to make money, for me to survive. For us few, us two few, or us four and no more. I don't care if it affects your family. In other words, what I mean by that is, yo, I'm going to build this because I'm making a chemical. I'm making something. I'm making something, and I'm gonna dump this pollutions into the water. You don't know that we all work together. That affects us later. That affects everyone. When you dump chemicals in the water, that affects everyone. I don't care. I made 7 billion last year. So 7 billion is worth hurting other communities. It's not worth it. But the lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life, the greed of man will have them doing that. Right? I don't care. And then the privatization of the government programs, right? They want to take away the government programs and privatize it, right? Give it to the capitalists, right? They privatize prisons. But one of the things that happened, if you guys remember and you read, when they privatize prisons, you get so much money per inmate. You get so much money per inmate. Um, so if you um, I don't know, 10,000 or 11,000 an inmate, and if they're on death row, you get more because you housing uh, a very high ranking criminal. Because I used to be like, man, why they on death row for 20 years? Not that I want any man to perish, but I used to always wonder, like, man, they on death row a long time. They can't come to no decision, but they let them sit there for a long time because you get more money for those criminals, those high rank criminals. So that was the whole thing. It was like, man, we losing money, man, because the people wasn't really commit. I mean, you had some people coming to jail, but they was nonviolent offenders. They was losing money left and right. They was losing money. Like, man, we privatized the prison, and we're not getting money because we're not filling the beds up. So you want to lock people back up, right? For any kind of all kind of offenses. You know what I mean? Thus, that's what even happened with the crack crack epidemic in our communities. I seen it real time firsthand, right? So on one hand, I mean, even the people the users, they locked the users up, right? The people that was, man, they was down bad and they was using it. They locked them up too, along with the people. You got caught with it, that's it. You caught with it. You got caught with it. That was it. And then you would get more time if you got caught with. Uh, I think it was systematic because you would get caught. You would do more time if you were caught with crack rock than pure cocaine. Well, who used crack rock? Uh, Predominantly the black and brown communities. That's us, right? We use crack. We sell it and we use it. You get more time, and it's stepped on, meaning it got baking soda and cooked down, and it's not pure cocaine. But if you go Beverly Hills and Hollywood, New York, different places, pure cocaine, right? The actors, actresses, and those people use it, so they get caught with it. They're not going. So they try to target it like that, right? And I think that was one of the same things they had in their mind when they said, "Well, we're gonna do DEI. We're gonna shut down DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're gonna shut it down so it can systematically hurt or affect a certain community, black and brown people." And the white women uh, benefit from DEI more so than anybody, right? It's other communities. We are connected, man. Other communities going to be uh, affected by that. All right. So that capitalism, that's the flip side of that coin to that capitalism, right? He said, Abiyah make rich and added no sorrow, right? So if it's making me rich but adding sorrow to another community, we got to repackage what we're trying to sell or what we're trying to do. If it's going to hurt somebody else, then I shouldn't do it, right? If it's going to cause cancer or cause harm or cause something to somebody, I shouldn't do it, right? I'd be thinking, shout out to West Cal Dub C 219. My neighborhood is they tore it down, but when they first put out there, they had asbestos cabinets in there, right? I really think at this point, man, the projects was a project, and a lot of the projects is being torn down. But I don't want to go to another show because I got too much scripture to read. But they put asbestos cabinets up and lead in our soil. I mean, they didn't put it in there, but they moved us in the place that the soil was contaminated, and we used to play Goodman Park and all these different things, man. Then they come and say, "Oh, y'all got to move out of here. This soil contaminated." Right? Oh, and then before that they pulled out the asbestos cabinets. With those who lived out there when they was young, man, we've been around these asbestos cabinets 15, 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? All of a sudden y'all want to remove it. I just think that might have been a an experiment, like they shoot people for lab rats, and I think that's the flip, the bad side of capitalism. Capitalism is not bad if it's enhancing the community, it's bringing wealth, restoring broken places, right? And it's not adding sorrow to nobody else, right? So back to the crack. I'm gonna read these last two scriptures. We're gonna get out of here. So that helped. If you got caught with crack, everybody, you went down, whether you was the user or the seller. Now flip fentanyl, all these different things. It hit other communities. Now we got a crisis. Now we got an opioid crisis. Now we got, oh man, they want treatment for the user. They want treatment for the user because it hit their sons, their daughters, their nieces, their nephews, their aunts, uncles, cousins. Now they want the whole campaign. I said, well, shoot, we needed treatment for people that was on crack too, but you locked them up. But nevertheless, what I was saying is I was talking about the privatized prison. That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. I'm not gonna get off course, but I was saying, you do these to the least of these, my brother. You do these unto me. So to not look out for the widow and the orphan is 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 a scary thing. But when you think you're untouchable, then you think you can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna read this thing about the thing of it because I was looking up widow and orphan. If I can find it, the widow and the orphan. I'm gonna get rid of some of these other ones. I got a whole bunch of windows open up in my stuff. Bear with me. Let's see, can I find it? All right, so I thought I had it open, but basically the widow and the orphan. Okay, here we go. So basically, in the Bible, orphans symbolize loss and defensiveness, loss and defensiveness, and the unraveling of society. Yah protects the orphans because they are separated from their father, the source of protection. And is the widow is, let's see, in the Bible, God depicts having a deep love for the widows and the orphans because they represent the most vulnerable members of society, lacking a primary provider and protector, which mirrors Yah's role as a father for those who cannot care for themselves. So that's why you see a lot of times the scripture is talking about the widows and the orphans, the widows and the orphans. The orphans is fatherless, and the widows is husbandless. So they're the most vulnerable community. So you don't take resources and destroy the widows and the orphans. Take away WIC programs. Take away these man. He watching. He sit high and look low. He watching. He watching. All right, so let's go to the next. Let's go to Revelation 17. I mean, I had to get out of here, man. Started late. This is cool, man. I'm gonna try to add another day during the week, man. I like doing this, man. Okay, Revelation 17 and 1. We do a little bit of Revelation 17, a little bit of Revelation 18, and then close out on some Obadiah 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had seven vials, and talked with me, saying, Come up hither, I will show thee judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and her inhabitants, the earth, have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And I believe that part of this is some of the wicked leaders, lobbyists. Sorry, my headphones. Wicked leaders, lobbyists, businessmen. They made drunk with the wine of her fornication, right? Even the sex trafficking. You kidnapping people. It's crazy, man. So he carried me away in the spirit in the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting upon a scarlet colored beast with full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Now I even read those 7 things that the Most High hate, and they was abominations. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw a woman drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahusha. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Now, for him to wonder with great admiration, she had to be decked out. She had to be a seducing, just wonderful spirit. Wasn't looking all crazy and ugly. I wondered with great admiration. This is what it said. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carried her with the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast thou sawest is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. And here is the mind of which have wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the women sitteth, and they are 7 kings. 5 have fallen, one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was saw is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goes into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are the 10 kings, which have received no kingdom, yet but receive power as kings for 1 hour of the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength over to the beast. So the lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life is basically they're trying to build a Babylonian system. They have to get rid of the system of Yahushua HaMashiach. He said, long as there's seed time and harvest time, they're going to be growing. There's going to be seed. As long as you got seeds, you can be able to get plants, right? But if you start making a bunch of seedless and GMO and synthetic stuff instead of natural stuff, then what's it going to do? If I was on an island and I had one watermelon left and it was a seedless watermelon and I ate it, it's done. I can't do nothing else with it no more because there's no heirloom seeds for me to continue. But he said it's seed time, harvest time, right? So you got to create the scarcity. Yahushua said, I come that you may have life and that more abundant. And that's not just in the great by and by in the Shemayim. That's talking about here and right now. When we are redeemed by his blood, when we are born again into the kingdom of Yahushua HaMashiach, and we are seated together in heavenly places with him in mind and spirit with the deposit of the Ruach, and he left his word until he returns. Okay? But they have to say, man, it's got to be a scarcity, man. It's a scarcity, man. It's a shortage. It's an outbreak. Man, you need to come over here to where we at, man, where it's safe at, where it's good. Man, it's a shortage, man. It's messed up. Man, there's too many people on the planet. It's 8 billion is going to be. It's going to be too many people. So we're going to have to get rid of the undesirables, right? Uh, kill some people, right? Depopulation, right? That's the mindset. Like who says who lives and who goes, right? That's not. He said, "I come that you may have life and life more abundantly." Yahushua said, he didn't say depopulation. He said, "Be fruitful and multiply." The people that's made in this image and likeness. Genesis 1:26 and 27. We are Imago Dei. I'm not talking about the serpent seed that shapeshift to look like humans. I'm talking about we are Imago Dei, the ones who are made in the image and likeness of Yah, right? We make more people that's made in the image and likeness, and we tell people about him and his goodness. The enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy, depopulate, right? Withhold resources, keep secrets, lies, right? Not the Most High Yah. So that's this system they've been trying to build the Tower of Babel since the beginning, right? And now they think they're gonna be able to do it now with some artificial intelligence and the internet and some other different things because he wants to be like the Most High Yah. He wants to be omnipresent, right? He can't be everywhere, but now he can with the internet, right? With the algorithms, right? Track all spending. If I had a $20 and I go in the store and I buy a gum and I go in a gum and I go into another store and I buy some soda and I go to another store and buy chips, you can't really track what I did with that 20. All you know is I got that 20 out of my bank. But if it's all digitalized my currency, I can't buy or sell. I can't buy or sell without a mark or without it at least being digitized first. Now you know every transaction. Whether I bought something online, you know everything. So that's like omnipresent, right? All seeing and all knowing. That's what he wants to be like the Most High. Him and his beast system, right? So I'm going into a whole other different thing. So I want to read these last two scriptures, then we're gonna get out of here. But I want to go into Revelation 18, right? Babylon is falling. So I think this is real interesting how the beast that like it's like even if you look at all let me put this thing up real quick. Let me put this thing up real quick of all this tower, this right here. Okay? Now this was from and Daniel from the Daniel's dream, right? He's seen the statue. We always go over this. The head of gold, the arms of silver, the belt of bronze, and the legs of iron, and the feet part iron, part clay. And then it said it was a rock that was cut out and it destroyed it, right? So we know that the head was Babylon, the golden head was Babylon, the silver was Persia because they came right behind Persia. Then bronze was Alexander the Great in the Greece, and then the iron was Rome, and then the one that's part iron, part clay is like the new revived empire. So they're not together. If you think about it right now, it's always just fighting. It's red versus blue, black versus white, women versus men. It's just divide and conquer, right? The dividing and conquer, right? You don't trust nobody, right? You're on edge, right? And then it said it was a rock that was not made by stone, the rock that was not made by hands, cut out and destroyed all the kingdoms of the earth. So a lot of times people don't think that their kingdom is up. Like Babylon didn't know that they was going to be overtaken by Persia, but their time was up. It's a dispensation of time, right? Then it was Persia's reign. Matter of fact, Persia wasn't as strong as Babylon. Babylon was stronger than Persia. Persia wasn't as strong as Babylon. I want to make sure I'm still my. Hopefully, I ain't doing all this talking and my stuff ain't working. Okay, I'm turn it all the way up. All right. I'd rather distort and you hear it than to be in the background you don't hear it. So, and then Persia ruled for a while, right? King Darius, Artaxerxes, and all of them. Then here come uh Alexander the Great. He ruled for a while, right? Then he died. Then Rome took over, and now this the last 10-toe kingdoms. Those 10 toes is the ten the main nations, the United Nations and stuff, but they're not together. Part iron, part clay. They're not together. They don't really care for each other. You know what I mean? So that's why they're together like that. Um, so so I look at even right now when we look at this new Babylon, United States, they don't think that they'll ever come to it. Man, we the greatest. We finna go back to the golden age, making America great again. We cold with it. You know, we got missiles, we got AR-15s, we got all this stuff, man. We untouchable up in this piece. You know what I'm saying? It's prideful. So I'm gonna read Revelation 18. Hopefully, am I sharing it? Okay, we about to get out of here because I don't like to put shows longer than an hour. Okay, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighting with his glory, and have cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and become an inhabitant of devils, and hold to every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk with the wine of her wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You see that? That's the capitalism. That's the capitalism. Again, I'm not talking about rich people. I'm saying those who, what by any means necessary, I'm gonna be rich. If it's gonna hurt my community, if it's gonna take away from the resources tomorrow, I don't care because I need it right now, right? And I heard another voice saying, Come out of her, my people. Be not partakers of her sins, that you receive not of her plagues. So that's what we're praying even right now, to come out. So we don't take a part of her plagues. Right? We don't want to be we don't want what they want. We don't want to get what Babylon gonna get. Right? If somebody's robbing a bank, right? Even if you ain't driving, even if you ain't going there and hold a gun to them, beat you in the car and they spade off. And then when they finally catch you, you're like, man, I didn't go in the bank. I ain't got nothing to do with the bank. I ain't got nothing to do with stealing from the bank. I ain't got nothing to do with driving. I didn't drive it, but you was guilty by association. You in there with them, so you gonna get what they get. Uh, reward her. Verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works in the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much shall she have glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much torment and sorrow give her, for she hath said in her heart, I sit as a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. I sit as a queen, and I am no widow, and I shall see no sorrow. Therefore her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Most High who judge her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see smoke of her burning, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. So they're not really caring about the well-being of Babylon, but they're more caring about, man, I can't sell my stuff. You know what I mean? The merchants of gold, silver, precious stone, and pearls, and fine linen, purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all thy wood, and all thy manner of vessels of ivory, and all thy vessels of most precious wood, and brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, oil, and wine, fine flour, wheat, beasts, sheep, horse, chariots, slaves, souls of men, and the souls of men, right? So it's more than just money. It's about being in control of the souls of men, making these mandates and stuff. Like stick this in your arm. No, I'm good. What? Stick this in your arm. No, I'm good. Well, guess what? You ain't gonna be able to participate. You ain't gonna be able to, and that's why they did that first round. Man, look, you can't go. You couldn't go into fly. You couldn't go into certain concerts if you weren't caught up with your jabs. None of that, right? And but then they'll never talk about the side effects of the jab. Now, if you took it, you didn't know, man. Pray to the Most High Yah, and don't retake them, right? But people got Bell's palsy and uh, all the way everything in between up to death, shingles and shakes and all kind of stuff, because that stuff reacts to our body different, right? And it's just we're not lab rats like that. And the fruits of thy soul lusted after and departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and godly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more. For the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off of fear, torment, and weeping, saying, Alas, alas, the great city was clothed with fine linen, purple, scarlet, and decked out with gold and precious stones and pearls. A lot of this stuff was stolen. You go to a lot of these different museums and stuff in Britain and in France and all these different places, that they stole this stuff. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the companies and ships, sailors, as much as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried as they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, the great city were made when were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of the costliness, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. Man, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy prophets, apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged her. Man, I ain't gonna read Obadiah. I'm gonna stop right there. Matter of fact, when I do the midweek, I'm gonna read the two Revelation and then the Obadiah. But I'm saying pride comes before the fall, man. If you was blessed, in the bottom right corner, hit those hearts, 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 hearts. Or you can either drop down menu and give it 100. Pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. And every nation that just like, man, I'm untouchable. All them nations that I mentioned, even Egypt, man, ain't nobody go, man, let my people go. What you talking about? Who is this God you talking about? I'm God. You know what I'm saying? I'm the most high. That's what the pharaohs was thinking. And it's like, no, it's gonna be on and popping. So we gotta brace ourselves and listen for the still small voice of the most high Yah. And um nothing happened without him first revealing it to his servants, the prophets. That's the reason why I like the playbook. We have the playbook. What if you played a game against somebody and you had your playbook and their playbook, right? Not just from watching tape, but you got the actual playbook. Like, man, we got the playbook. Well, the scriptures is the playbook. It tells us what's gonna happen, right? He said there's gonna be wars and rumors of wars, but fear not, the end not yet, because it's gonna feel like the end. But it ain't yet, right? Um, but to have the playbook, to be the sheep, he said, My sheep hear my voice and another they won't follow. Go left, go right. Oh, I don't go over there. Come on back over this way, right? But you've practiced the presence of Yah because you've been with him, and that's what we want to do in this end time. We don't want to be distracted by the things of Babylon the Great, um, or marvel by her delicacies, because they got some marvelous things in the flesh. All right, so I'm gonna read some of these comments, and then we're going to get out of here because I'm at 54. All right, Karima the poet. Oh, not yet, Harper. Oh man, we're gonna definitely pray for her. Yeah, we're gonna definitely pray for your sister. They took away the heart. They took away the heart. I don't know what that means. Ninja Firewolf, what's going on? It's been a minute. Praise Yahusha. Oh, my mom's in the building. Say hello to mom. Inspiring message. Okay, well, I'm glad you was inspired by it. Um, yeah, Karina the poet. Make sure you continue to put those poems on the Elephant Man podcast page because it's very inspirational, very very powerful. Right? Continue to share those poems on the Elephant Man podcast Facebook page. Charles West in the building. Camp 4 in the building. Blessings to you. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom, Maki. Don P. Yehuda in the building. Shalom. And like I said before, Ninja Fire, Shalom, Shalom, and Salama. Blessings to you, my brother. Blessings. All right. Sir Sam. Blessings. All praise to the Most High Yah. All right. All praise to the Most High Yah. T Dizzle. Blessing. Blessing T Dizzle and E-Man. And also Apostle Curtis Lewis. Thank you for stopping by. Blessings to you. Um, yeah, I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna make sure Ehan's part. Melvin Lewis. Blessings to you as well. Blessings to my peeps, all my peeps. Shalom. Blessings to y'all. It's every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. But yeah, Karima, we definitely gonna be lifting your family up in prayer. You know what I mean? When it comes to that jab. Yeah, we didn't know. They were just hurt, come on, do this, do this, do this, do this. You know what I mean? And they just trying to. He said, he did my sheep in my voice and another they won't follow. Right. So the most I say, don't be on that. We got to listen to it. Right. But we don't want to listen to the same exact hour, but we want to continue to practice the presence of the Most High Yah right now. All right. So I'm gonna get on the body here. The pride of life. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I took this picture from the gold statue. Um, that's crazy. They had a whole instead of Trump Plaza it was Trump Gaza, and they do that a lot too. They tear up, blow up stuff, and then go rebuild it. And it's like, oh, I don't think that the Arab nation gonna be too kindly about that. Y'all just gonna just live amongst them like that. No, they it's gonna be on and popping. But that's what it's designed to do, hit the hornet's nest to get it on and popping. But we gonna trust the Most High Yah. Nothing happens without His hand and permission. And we just thank the Most High Yah for everything that He's doing. Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversation dealing with Elvis in the room. I am out. Perfect.